Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to another video, a long awaited video I might add, and this is the Premier League 22-23 predictions. Now I don't want to ramble on and make this a 15-20 minute video. I'll try to keep it short as possible, but straight away we're going to start with Bournemouth in 20th. Now Bournemouth, I mean, you need another centre back. I mean, last season you're pretty much playing Billing as a 10, which I think that sums up the state of your team. I mean, the only chance I think you've got is getting Kiefer Moore and Dom Solanke banging in the goals. I just can't see it happening. You don't have enough there, and I just think you'll finish rock bottom. Yeah, now moving on to Fulham, it's a similar story. I mean, you've got Mitrovic. Can he get the maybe about 12, 15 goals? I don't see it happening, really. I mean, Leno's a good signing. You've got Mbabu, you've got Anthony Robertson. Maybe if they can get high and wide like Fulham did last season in a championship and get the balls in Mitrovic, he can get the goals for it. I mean, playing that way in the Prem is a different story. I mean, Marcus Silva's a good manager, but there's only so much he can do. I mean, 18th Southampton. I mean, someone has to fill the 18th spot. It was a toss-up between a few clubs, but, I mean, you've got Adam Armstrong, you've got Shadams, you've got that new signing, what's his name, Mora, I don't know how to say his name, but I mean, if one or two get injured, it's very bare string. I mean, you got Kyle Walker-Peters. He probably on the way out. He's linked to a few moves away. I mean, Aribo's a good signing. I'll give him that. But is he enough alone to keep him up? I don't think so. I think they just miss out. No, Brentford. I do like Brentford. They've lost Ericsson, but part and part, they are still a championship squad. So I think second season syndrome, it won't be as easy as it was last season. I think they'll do as well. I think they'll do enough to stay up, because I do like the way they football. Thomas Frank's a good manager. I think they'll just do enough. Not much to really say on that. And yeah, I think they'll just stay up. Okay, now we've got Everton in 16th place. I mean, Lampard and Marcus Silva are probably the first two to get sacked, if they get sacked, that is. But I think they're the two most likely. I think Dwight McNeil's a decent signing, gives them a bit more depth. Mikalenko's back up, I guess. He could play further forward, McNeil, as well, if he wanted to. I mean, Dele Alli, he didn't really do much from January to the end of the season, did he? I don't expect him to really do much now. Maybe if you play him as like a second striker behind Calvert-Lewin, they could link up and do something. I mean, apart from Calvert-Lewin, they're quite just shoestring. I mean, they've got Rondon still, don't they? I don't think he's going to do much. Anthony Gordon was their saving grace last season. They just need like another winger. They're just very light. Tarkovsky's a good signing though. But yeah, they could be in trouble this season badly. They're linked with Gilmore, I think. That would be a decent signing for them. But I think they'll stay up. But I think it'll be another tricky season for Everton. I mean, 15th, I've gone with Leeds United. I just think they've done enough. Obviously, they've lost Phillips from Rafinha, but Phillips was injured the whole last season, so that's why they've done so bad. So they can only go up from here. They've signed about 9 players. They've got that Rocker guy. He looks a player. They've signed a few Americans as well. I mean, their squad is stronger. And, I mean, Bielsa is very stubborn and one-dimensional, so it's a good thing he's out the door. And they've got Jesse Martian. I think he'll do enough to stay up. And I think they'll do all right, Leeds, this season. I think they will do all right. But yeah, I've got Leeds in 15th, and I think they've signed enough players, and I think that's going to correlate into the next team I've got next. Next, we've got Nottingham Forest. I mean, you know, they've played three at the back. We saw Sheffield United when they came up, what three at the back was like. It always works a treat, man, and I think they'll do more than enough to stay up. I really like the look of him. I mean, Lingard's a good sign. I know he's on a fucking bucket load of money, but he'll be good for him because they'll play fast counter-attacking football. That suited him when he was at West Ham. I mean, Dean Henderson, I think, is a great signing, you know. You saw him do well at Sheffield United as well. And I think, yeah, the three at the back, the system they play, I think it'll be more than enough to stay up. And I'm looking forward to watching them this season. In 13, we've got Wolves. I mean, on paper, their 11's good. It's just a depth horror above Wolves. Neto's bad. That's going to be really good for him. And yeah, mid-table club Wolves, I think 13th. They could go a bit lower. They could scrap for relegation this season if they get a few injuries. But I think they're strong enough. They'll do all right. Next, we've got Brighton. And, you know, losing Basuma and Cucurella, they're two best players. I mean, it's not easy, but they will drop off a bit. But I just think Graham Potter, they play too good a brand of football to go down. And I think they'll still do all right this season. I think 12th is about right for them. Really trying to speed up with these mid-table clubs now. Next, we've got Leicester. And losing Cassius Michael, that's massive. Can Patson Daka come into his own? You know, Iheanacho, can these players really get consistent? Now, Tielemans might be on the way out as well. Fofana might be on the way out. So you never know with Leicester. You know, they could easily go 8th, but they could also drop down to about 12th. But I've got them about here, and I think they'll do all right. Okay, I'm conscious for time, so we're getting through them quickly now. Up to Palace. Yeah, I think Palace will do good, you know. Eze, Elise, Zaha, you know, Patrick Vieira's done well, really. Done better than I thought. I thought he could be one of the managers last season to get sacked first, but no, he really proved me wrong. And yeah, they look like a solid team now. So hopefully they can. They got like Decore as well in DM. He looks a decent player. But yeah, let's see what they can do. I mean, Villa in ninth, that's about right. I mean, Chukwuemeka, he's left, he's joined Chelsea up the fucking Chelsea. They've got Coutinho, Buendia, Ings, Watkins. They've got a good attack here. You know, they got McGinn, Luis. Ramsey's a year older, he's getting experience. Diego Carlos, Konza, Cash, Digne, Martinez. You know, they've got a good 11. It's about the depth of them, you know. A few injuries and they could be struggling, but ninth is about right, and that's how we move on to eighth. Now we got the fucking Geordies in eighth. I tell you what, they've done well. If they do get Madison, that'll be a good addition. I mean, the thing for me, I think it's the Ryan Fraser thing. You know, I don't think he's good enough at right wing. They got Maximin, they got Wilson. He needs to stay fit as well. They see the better right winger. I mean, look, you got Guimaraes, you got Botman. That's a great signing. Botman. They got a good back four. You know, they got Target, they got Trippier, they got Botman. Yeah, they got what's his name? Dan Burn. He was class last season. They got Pope in net now. You know, Joelinton, Willock coming to his own. He's still young. You know, they got a good team, and I think eighth's about right for him. Next in seventh, we got West Ham. I mean, you know, they got Samaka back up to fucking Antonio. And already the team they've got, you know, Bowen, Lanzini, Fornals, Benrahma. I mean, fucking hell, it goes for days. I mean, who they just fucking signed as well? That, what's his fucking name? Kostic. Oh, is he not done yet? He might not be done, Kostic, yet. But, you know, they're getting there. And, yeah, I think they've got a good team. Seventh place. They're the best of the rest. They're not exactly top six, but they are the best of the rest. There you go. Sixth place, you got United. I mean, as it stands there, and says Ronaldo don't know if he wants to stay or leave. I mean, Frankie's taken about 10 years to be done. I mean, you know, sixth place is the best you can really do for United at the moment. I think it'd be mental not to. I mean, it all depends how they start. If Ten Hag starts well, players adapt to the system quickly, they get it drilled into them, and they start winning games and have a good start season, yeah, top four's on if they sign Frankie then, and maybe one or two more. You know, it's on if they get Sesko as well back up to Martial, and all of a sudden it does look quite nice. But for now, you've got to pit sixth for United. You know, they've not done enough yet in the window, and yeah, sixth was about right. Now this is where it gets controversial. From fifth to third, you can flip a coin at the moment. I mean, I'm a bit partially biased here, so I've got to fucking not put Chelsea fifth, but what I will do, I'll fucking whack an Arsenal fifth. I mean, Arsenal, they could easily come third, you know, do you know what I mean? They look really good in pre-season. Pre-season's one thing, then that's the thing. And, yeah, with Europe, they could struggle. I mean, I still think that they've got the... Well, no, them and Spurs are probably equal for depth, but I don't think they've got the depth for Chelsea. But I think Spurs have Conte, and I do think he's going to get more out of Tottenham than Arteta will out of Arsenal, and that's why I've got Arsenal fifth. Now fourth and third, toss up between Chelsea and Tottenham. This was harder than the Arsenal one. I think I could just about stomach Arsenal fifth, but now Chelsea Spurs was fourth and third. I think that's a hard one, and I've gone with Tottenham fourth and Chelsea third, just because Tottenham fourth, you know, Basuma, all of these players. You've got Perisic, you've got Richarlison, you know, fucking Longley, you know, they've got fucking you know, they've done well to win though. And it's one of them ones. I think they could easily come third, challenge for second. They could easily just implode under Conte and just, you know, he's a fucking rash guy, you know. You can never put all your eggs in one basket with Conte. And Spurs are Spursy. So there you go. Fourth for Spurs. Now into third place, got to be Chelsea. I think we got the better depth out of Spurs and Arsenal. I think people forgetting Chilwell and Reece James. In December, we were top of the fucking league before they got injured. Do you know what I mean? And all that fucking Lukaku stuff happened. And then the fucking... weren't even about to be a club at one point. About to fucking be extinguished because fucking Roman stuff and the sanctions. So, you know, a lot of stuff happened. We still finished third. So now we're back to our full strength. We've got Cucurella, Koulibaly, Sterling. You know, I think we can only go up from there, and I think third's about right. Now you got the top two. I mean, it is a toying cost this season, really, especially after the Community Shield. But it's got to be City, man. I think the depth's just too much. Nunez, can he hit the ground running in the league? He might do. He might not. I just think Mane's a big loss, and you know, they've probably need a midfielder badly. I think if they get another midfielder, and I think they have a chance there. But I just think City, they got the depth, and I just think fuck. I think it will be close again. I don't think they'll score as many points this season. I think it will be tighter. I think we're talking high 80s, 88, 89. I don't think we're getting into the 90s. We might get low 90s again, but it'll be going to be very tight, and it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. But I've just gone with City to pip them. Anyways, that is the end of the fucking predictions. Top goal scorer, I go for Hazard. He's got to do it on the Conte. Fucking play of the season, I'm going to go KDB. League Cup, I'll go City. FA Cup, I'll go Arsenal. Champions League, I'll go Chelsea. And Spurs win fuck all.